Well, folks. How are we doing? How are we feeling? Welcome to the Mother Twist Ending Explained, and we are going to discuss the after the credits, post credits scene, and what that was all about. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe, leave a big thumbs up on this video. We're doing a huge Xbox One and PlayStation 4 giveaway at 10,000 subscribers, and we're only a few thousand away, so let's jump right into this. So, Javier Bardem and Jennifer Lawrence, Mother, one of the strangest films I've ever personally had the ability to watch. It definitely blew my mind, and it's a very confusing film, straight up. That's the best way I can put it. Up on this video, we're doing a huge Xbox. So, with that being said, let me jump into this a bit more. I have found a source from popsugar.com that probably explains this a little better than I personally could myself. So I'm going to do that right now. At the very end, there is somewhat of a twist after Mother, Lawrence's continually put upon character, chooses to blow up her own house. Guest after guest invades her house until it's full of violent interlopers, and her own husband, played by Javier Bardem, encourages the death and destruction instead of protecting his wife and their newborn child. Through the allegory, we understand that Bardem's character, him, is actually God and the creator of the home, the world, and Mother. It's his actions at the beginning of the film that precipitate the film's action, and his actions at the end of the film that seem to start everything, the whole scenario, all over again. At the very beginning of the film, we see a man and a woman, their faces and bodies burnt, and they lock eyes. Just after that, we see him with a small precious crystal as he places it in a special stand. There's a montage of the unusual house being restored after being burnt to a crisp. Then we meet Lawrence's character for the first time when she wakes up in bed alone, then calls out for her husband. Baby? Let's fast forward to the end now. Mother, physically and emotionally devastated by the invaders of her home, takes a lighter and blows up her house and everything in it. She and her husband aren't dead yet, though, and he carries her charred body lovingly before setting her on a table. He asks her for more from her, but she doesn't know what else she has to give. And then he pulls out her heart. Like I said, it gets pretty heavy-handed and crushes it. Excuse me. And crushes it until it becomes another small precious crystal. Excuse me. Next, we see the same montage of the house being burnt, then restored. Then we get the same frame in the bedroom of a woman sleeping, and instead of it being Jennifer Lawrence as Mother, this time it's another actress. Baby, she calls out, in the exact same way we saw at the beginning of the movie, implying that the whole cycle begins again. That makes another conclusion that adds to the twist. One infers that at the time Lawrence's version of Mother wakes up, that's the first moment of her existence, and she wakes fully formed with one purpose, to nurture her husband home and womb, and then to die when the inhabitants of her world repeatedly, unrepentantly take everything from her. As Aronofsky explained, the whole film is a modern allegory for how we treat our collective mother, but he assures that his story is a cautionary tale because our story on this planet is obviously not over. In Aronofsky's vision, the God character isn't a villain or malicious. He simply wants too much love, a challenge Aronofsky said Bardem had to translate in his acting. Bardem had to express his need for love and even more love past her, which explains his character's desire to repeat the same scenario over and over and over again. The question is, does his character ever learn? Does he start over each time with no memory of his previous actions and destruction? Does the ending ever change? And does Mother and her life and essence ever survive? That may be the most interesting question Mother can get us to ask ourselves. So, with all that being said, it's pretty clear that Javier Bardem's character was definitely like God, and in a way, you almost feel that, um, that Jennifer Lawrence as Mother is almost like, the Virgin Mary or something in a way, because there's a scene in the film, like when they wake up in the morning together, and she's like, "Oh God, I'm pregnant," and he's like, "How do you know?" She goes, "I just know." Like, it's just so random, and then he gets all happy, and then he starts writing again, and all this good stuff. It's just like, I don't know. It was just pretty interesting, but whatever the case is, the cycle just continues over and over and over and over again. Now, as far as after the credits is concerned, there really wasn't a scene per se that like led to a sequel or anything, but during the credits you start seeing like the reverse of him writing, because Javier Bardem's character is a writer, like a poet. And what you end up seeing is you see like his words being written behind the credits, because in the entire film you never ever get to see what he actually wrote. Like everyone is just blown away because he has like a million fans, but you never actually get to see what he's writing. And like, I'll be honest, I was exhausted by the time I got to the end of the film because it was just like too much. But there was so much being written, I couldn't even tell what the hell it was half the time. So I wonder if it kind of indicates maybe who he really was as a writer and what it really all meant, you know? So I guess it's kind of an interesting concept, to say the very least. But yeah, man. Honestly, this film really, for lack of better words, I'm gonna curse a little bit here. It really mind fucked me. There's a scene when Jennifer Lawrence ends up having her baby in front of Javier Bardem in his little room, and just has the kid right there, and he wants to hold the baby, but she won't let him because he's like crazy, and he just sits there staring at her until she falls asleep, and ends up, when she wakes up, all of a sudden he's gone, and then you see him with the baby in his hands, like showing all the people his newborn child, and then he ends up like giving the baby into the crowd, and the crowd starts carrying the baby, like crowd surfing, and the baby's pissing all over the place and screaming out of being terrified. Dude, it's one of the craziest scenes. And then they eat the baby. It's like, I mean, dude, it is one of the most fucked up things I've ever seen. Like, it's really freaking horrific. That's the best way I can put it. It is a horrific psychological mindfuck. Seriously, if I've ever seen one. That is really the best way I can put it. It was like that crazy. I couldn't even honestly tell you if I liked the movie or if I didn't like it. Seriously. That's how I honestly and truthfully felt about this film. Um, and I mean, really, what else there is to say is I can't tell if the movie's a work of art or if it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know what else to say, man. It is just so mind blowing, and I don't know. And the ending, when Javier Bardem like takes her heart out of her chest, it's like he like really digs in there like a surgeon, like with his bare hands, and he pulls it out, and he's like laughing hysterically about it, and you're just like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, like, why does the heart turn into a crystal? Like, that part doesn't make any, it doesn't explain anything. Like, why was the house like burning up and shit? Like, why was that happening? Who the hell knows? It doesn't make any sense. I don't know, man. All I'm gonna say is that this movie, I would recommend you go see it. Just but brace yourself because it's intense. It's really, really, really intense. That's really the best thing I can say. It really is like too much, you know. So if you guys did see the film, what did you think about it? What did you think of the explanation here that I was reading to you? Because I mean, it's just one of those. It's just one of those films that you really have to pay attention the whole time, and you really need to think about it. You know, and I'm usually not that good with those kinds of movies, but I don't know. It is what it is. So if you have any other questions, please put them in the comments section down below. And of course, like I said earlier, don't forget to subscribe to this channel because at 10,000 subscribers, we're doing a huge Xbox One and PlayStation 4 giveaway. So definitely don't want to miss that. All you have to do is be a subscriber. And of course, don't forget to like this video. And today's secret comment code is going to be Mother Dearest. Comment Mother Dearest down below. And that's really all I got to say about that. Thanks so much for watching here on Movie Endings Explained. Hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.